Whoa, Cooch. Easy, Coochies. Somebody smell a wolf or something out there? Ah, don't be afraid. Whatever it is, it's more scared of us than we are of it. Yeah, don't you worry.
All right, Sonny. Turn around real slow or it's gonna be the last turn you'll ever make. And don't even wiggle a toe or I'll turn you into a lead soldier.
I don't know who you are, mister, but there's been a big mistake here.
The only mistake you made was getting drunk when you should have kept running.
Look, you don't understand. Will you listen?
Shut up! That's an Army saddle, right? Army saddlebags? You're nothing but a lousy deserter. You're the third one we picked up this month.
A deserter? How can I be a deserter? I've never even been in the Army.
Then you stole Army property. You're still in plenty of trouble.
Hey, Sarge. Here's a pay book. Name, Corporal Angus Borden.
So, you never been in the Army, huh?
Look, if you'll just listen to me for a minute,
Shut up!
I was asleep last night and somebody hit me on the head.
Dugan. Rogers. Trust this drunken deserter up in that saddle. Harris, take care of the other horses. It's just a short way to Fort Meade, son, and then we'll get everything straightened out. You'll be lucky if you don't get shot.
Sergeant, if you'll just listen to me for 1 minute. Look, just 1 minute, listen to me.
Detail dismissed.
What have you got there, Sergeant?
A deserter, sir. According to the pay book we found on him, his name is Corporal Angus Borden.
Did you say Corporal Angus Borden?
Yes, sir. That's the name was on the pay book, sir.
Bring the prisoner over here, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Where are you from, Corporal?
I am not a soldier.
Straighten up when you're talking to the captain.
Now, look, I'm not a soldier and I'm not in the Army.
Shut up! He smelled like a whiskey still when we found him, and he still don't make any sense.
Captain, if you will listen to me for 1 minute, I'll explain everything.
Go into my office. No, wait a minute, Sergeant. I I think I want to speak to him alone. Wait outside, Sergeant.
Okay. And what? Adams? Yo. Boyd? Right.
All right. What have you got to say?
My name is Joe Cartwright. I was camped last night on my way to Lode City. While I was asleep, a man, evidently this man Borden, knocked me on the head, changed clothes with me, switched horses.
This man you say knocked you out. Did you see him?
I just told you I was asleep. How could I see him? Wait a minute. I guess something here that'll settle this. Right, now, this is a letter to a man named Billings in Lode City. That should prove to you that I am Joe Cartwright. Well, is that proof enough?
Sergeant?
Yes, sir.
Sergeant, you've just earned yourself a promotion.
Sir?
This is Corporal Angus Borden. Deserter from Fort Craig, Montana Territory. Court-martialed and convicted for the cold-blooded killing of a superior officer.
Now, that's ridiculous. I just gave you a letter proving exactly who I am.
That proves nothing. You undoubtedly stole it, as you have undoubtedly stolen other things to avoid your punishment. Have you forgotten I was at Fort Craig when you were tried and convicted?
I've never seen you before in my life.
Stop lying! I intend to wire Fort Craig for permission to execute the prisoner here. Keep a heavy guard on him, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
He must be crazy. He can't execute me.
He can and he will, Sonny, as soon as he gets official permission. He's the commanding officer here.
Look, I'm not Borden, I swear to you. He couldn't have seen me at Fort Craig. He's lying about it.
He's a captain in the United States Army, and you're still drunk. Now, get in there.
Sergeant, will you listen to me for a minute? The letter I just gave the captain proves I'm Joe Cartwright.
And like the captain said, you probably stole it.
Well, give me a chance to prove to you I didn't. Come on, Sergeant, give me a break.
Now, look, Sonny, the captain put the big finger on you. There's nothing you can do about it, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Why not?
Because I'm in the Army, that's why. I'm a sergeant, and the captain's my commanding officer.
Well, what do you know about him?
What do I have to know about him? It's like I said, he's my commanding officer.
Look, he said he knew Borden at Fort Craig, right?
What about it?
Well, that means he couldn't have been here very long.
That's right. He just got transferred here a few days ago.
All right, then you don't know anything about him, and he could be lying about me.
Oh, now, look, son, no sergeant in his right mind is going to think a thing like that about his commanding officer.
Oh, I see. You've been in the Army so long you don't think for yourself anymore. Is that it?
All right, get in there.
Sergeant, a wire to my father in Virginia City will straighten this whole thing out right away. Look, if it doesn't, you're not risking anything. If it does, you save my life.
What do you mean not risking anything? Losing my stripes, that's all.
Losing your stripes? Sergeant, I'm going to lose my life.
Hi, Sarge.
Dugan, I'm gonna tell you about a little gal I met in town last night. Sarge, I met me a bar gal in town, but kind of fat she was, but...
Shut up.
Gee, Sarge, all I want to do is just thank you for the passing to town last night.
I said shut up. Can't you see I'm thinking?
Oh, is that what you're doing? Well, I guess I better bunk out, because I'm plumb wore down to a frazzle.
Peters,
Yes, Sarge?
I got some real good news for you. Seeing as how you had such a good time in town last night, I'm going to give you another pass.
Gee, Sarge, thanks, but I guess I'd best turn it down.
What? Turning down a pass?
Well, like I said, Sarge...
What kind of a soldier are you? You're a disgrace to that uniform.
Well, tuck it out, Sarge. Well, all right, Sarge, you put it that way.
That's exactly the way I put it. Besides, I want you to do something for me. There's a make you feel any better, son, I sent a man into town and got that wire off to your father, whom you claim lives in Virginia City.
You won't regret it, Sergeant.
I better not. I stuck my neck out about a yard.
Thanks.
Ah, shut up. One thing I can't stand is to see a man going soft.
Yeah, I can see that, Sergeant.
Yes?
Private Marsh, sir.
What is it?
I have a civilian outside your door, sir. Insists on seeing you, but won't give his name.
Send him in.
Yes, sir.
You fool, Borden.
You want to get shot?
What are you talking about, shot? I'm nothing but a poor, innocent civilian, Captain.
What kind of a crazy game do you think you were playing?
I'm not playing no game. I planned this whole thing out very carefully. Right from the first time I saw that prisoner you got locked up in there. See, I said to myself, I said he about my height and about my weight. So I followed him, switched clothes with him, left my army equipment with him. I was real smart about it. Now all you gotta do is execute him.
So that's all I have to do.
Yeah. So you execute him, and I'm in the clear, and you're in the clear too.
Borden, you have a genius for fouling things up. First at Fort Craig and now here.
Now you listen to me.
No, you listen to me. You and your plans. You're so stupidly careless you left this on the man you switched clothes with.
Pay to the order of Joseph Cartwright, $5,000. Boy, that is a lot of money, Captain.
Forget it. Has nothing to do with the predicament you've gotten us into.
It's not that easy. Just say $5,000, forget it. That's a lot of money. All I gotta do to collect $5,000 is go right on being this Joe Cartwright.
You'll do nothing of the sort. We're in enough trouble as it is. You're to get out of this territory and fast.
You don't give me no orders no more, Captain. You can't afford to. Well, you've forgotten what happened back here in Fort Craig. I don't think you could forget a thing like that. So I'm telling you that I'm gonna collect that money.
And I'm telling you, you'll put us both in front of the firing squad.
Oh, I can't believe that, Captain. Captain, I don't think that could happen at all. So, you just get used to the idea that I'm gonna do things my way. Yeah, come on, Captain, relax. Get a little smile on your face. We've been getting away with murder up till now.
Pardon me, Captain. I've been waiting to see you.
What is it, Sergeant?
Well, it's about that prisoner, the one who says his name is Cartwright.
Sergeant, I want you to meet someone. You know that letter our prisoner had? It was stolen from this man, Joe Cartwright.
Howdy, Sergeant.
How are you, sir?
Yep, Captain, I want to thank you again. It was real fortunate for me I came and reported this to you.
We're indebted to you, sir. Now I hope your business will be concluded speedily and successfully.
Captain, I got all the confidence in the world. Sergeant?
Goodbye, sir.
What was it you wanted to say about the prisoner, Sergeant?
Oh, nothing, sir. Sorry.
Yes, sir?
You got any rooms?
Oh, yes, if you'll just sign the register here. That's room 4, Mr. Cartwright. Joe Cartwright?
That's what I wrote down there, ain't it? Why?
Well, you see, I've been awfully busy around here, Mr. Cartwright, and I haven't had a chance to get off your telegram yet.
What telegram?
Oh, the one you sent in by the soldier. It's right over here. Oh, yes, there it is. I'll get to that right away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this telegram. Hey, friend?
Mm-hmm.
Friend, you don't have to send this telegram.
Oh?
No, everything's fine now. I just soon forget it. Where's man get a drink around here?
Oh, in the bar. Oh, I'm the bartender, too. I'm just about everything else around here. Right this way.
Napping on duty, huh? You want to get us all scalped in our sleep?
I wasn't asleep, Sarge, honest. I was just resting my eyes. Anyways, there ain't been no Indian trouble around here in years.
Well, next time I catch you resting your eyes on duty, you're going to wish the only trouble you have is Indian trouble.
Good morning, Sergeant. Hey, I said good morning. I feel pretty good this morning, thanks to you.
Well, that's just fine, because you haven't got many mornings left.
What's that supposed to mean?
You know, some of these fuzzy-cheeked recruits around here think I'm too old. They think I ought to retire. Well, maybe they're right. Because I must be getting soft in the head to let myself get bamboozled by a snake-eyed polecat like you.
Wait a minute, what's this all about? Last night you wanted to help me.
Sure, and late last night, right here in this fort, I saw the real Joe Cartwright. How do you like that, Corporal Borden?
What are you talking about? Oh, wait a minute. This man that you saw, was he wearing a green jacket, brown shirt, and gray pants?
Yeah, how'd you know that?
Because, Sergeant, those are my clothes. You remember I told you the man hit me on the head and switched clothes with me? That was Corporal Borden.
What you're saying is that the real Borden had the nerve to walk right in this fort, bold as brass, and get buddy-buddy with Captain Merced.
Who's the only man in this fort who knows what Borden looks like, Sergeant? Sergeant, who is the only man in this fort who knows what Borden looks like? You know, you're gonna have to get it through that thick skull of yours that your Captain Merced is up to something. You get all the proof you need when my father sends that wire back.
Yes, Mr. Cartwright?
Hey, you tell me where the cattle exchange is in this one-horse town? I'm looking for a man named Billings.
Oh, well, the cattle exchange is about 2 doors up the street. However, if you'd like to speak to Mr. Mort Billings, that's him sitting right over there at that table.
Thank you. Your name Billings?
Yes, sir. What can I do for you, Mr.
Cartwright. My name is Joseph Cartwright.
Oh, yes, Mr. Cartwright. Your father wrote me several weeks ago, said he was sending his younger son to pick up a bank draft.
Well, that's me.
Mm-hmm.
I got a letter here from my dad explaining everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'd kind of like to get this business over with real quick so I can just get right out of this town.
Don't you worry about that. The check is waiting for you in my office.
A check?
Oh, yes.
You see, I don't want no check. I want the money right in cash.
But this is Saturday. I'm afraid you'll have to wait at least until Monday morning when the bank reopens.
I can't wait that long, Mr. Billings.
Then you'll have to accept the check.
What kind of town is this? All right, now, I want that money then. I want it bright and early on Monday morning.
Of course, Mr. Cartwright. Oh, won't you join me in breakfast?
No, I'm gonna walk around the streets here and see if I can do something to keep me from getting bored to death. First thing on Monday morning.
Yes, sir. Mr. Weems.
Yes, Mr. Billings?
I want to send a telegram.
Oh, all right.
Right away, if you don't mind.
Oh, yes, sir. If you'll just write it out here.
This is to a Mr. Cartwright.
Mr. Cartwright.
In Virginia City.
Virginia City. But, Mr. Billings, you were just talking to Mr. Cartwright.
This is to his father. Oh. And keep this one under your hat, understand?
Yes, sir.
Oh, come on, Dugan. Are you going to take all day shoeing that horse?
Well, I did what you said, Sarge. I sent the telegram just as soon as I got into town. I was going to come right back here being as tired as I was, but I ran into that bar gal. I mean to tell you something, Sarge. She is a fat woman.
Will you shut up about you and your fat bar gals? Did you get an answer to that telegram?
Now, looky here, Sergeant. You didn't say nothing about me waiting for no answer.
Well, you dull-witted, fat-for-brains excuse for a soldier. Do you have to be told every little thing?
Well, ain't that just why I'm an enlisted man, Sergeant? Except I don't have to have no order to turn in. I am wore out.
Peters, you know what I'm going to do for you?
No, Sergeant.
I'm going to give you another pass to town.
Dugan, you want to go to town, don't you?
A soldier turning down a pass to town while you're a disgrace to that uniform. You get back to Lode City and you stay there until you get an answer to that telegram, and that's an order.
Soldier, you all right?
Little too much celebrating?
Ain't too much celebrating.
You'd be a whole lot better off sleeping back at Fort Meade than you would out here.
I'm going to sleep. You better know I'm going to sleep. Oh, hot dog, I got orders. I got to see about a telegram. What's that feller's name? Joseph Cartwright.
Hey, soldier! Hey, soldier, wait a minute. Come on back here.
Did he say Joe Cartwright?
You thought that's what he said, Joseph Cartwright. What would a soldier from Fort Meade have to do with a telegram about a little Joe?
I don't know. I'm gonna catch him, Paul.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll go over to Fort Meade, make some inquiries there. I'll see you in Lode City. Fine. I'll check out the Billings telegram, too. All right.
I am in command of over 100 men here, Mr. Cartwright. And most of them are, well, an irresponsible lot. I can't keep track of all their movements.
Yes, but this man specifically used my son's name, Joseph Cartwright.
Oh, of course. He stopped by here last night. A most personable young man.
Well, then, little Joe was here.
That he was. He stopped to get his saddle cinch fixed. Said something about having finished some business in Lode City and was most anxious to get home, I believe.
That would be him, of course. I still don't understand what this man said. He was sending some wire for my son.
Soldier was probably doing your son a favor, wiring you that he was delayed but on his way home. I'm sure it's nothing more than that.
Yeah, of course, that would be it. Well, thank you very much, Captain.
I'll escort you to the gate.
Thank you.
Hey, little buddy.
Yes, sir.
Howdy. You got a Joe Cartwright staying here, a young feller, dark hair, dark eyes, wearing a green jacket.
Yeah, we sure have. He's in room 4, but he ain't here now. He stepped out about an hour ago.
He did, huh? Look, how'd he look? Was he seem to be all right?
Now, look, mister, I'm just about everything around here, but I ain't the doctor. Well, he looked all right. Why don't you try the saloons?
Yeah, I reckon we'll. Thank you.
You sent for me, sir?
I've heard from Fort Craig. The execution of the prisoners to take place tomorrow, at dawn.
Tomorrow, sir? But tomorrow's Sunday.
I don't care if it's the 4th of July. Corporal Borden is a killer, and as such, he deserves no particular consideration.
But, sir, are you sure that Fort Craig wants him shot tomorrow? With your permission, sir, I've been in the Army a good many years. I never remember a man being executed on the Sabbath.
This is my decision, Sergeant. Are you questioning it?
No, sir.
Then we understand each other. Carry out your orders.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and Sergeant, I'd like a list of all men on leave.
Well, there's no soldiers on leave, sir. I sign all the passes myself.
Then there's one AWOL. And I have knowledge he's trying to help the prisoner. Check the roster.
Yes, sir.
Did you get the answer from my pa?
No, I didn't, son. But I got orders from Captain Merced. You're going to be lined up against a wall and shot tomorrow morning. It's just about 8 hours from now.
Yeah, but the telegram.
Well, your father better send an answer pronto. I got a man in town waiting for it. If it don't come, there's nothing else I can do, son.
Little Joe's on his way home.
Huh?
Yeah. Captain was said at the fort. He said he was through there last night, and he's on his way back to Virginia City.
Well, if he is, he left all of his gear here.
What?
Yeah, he checked into this hotel, room number 4. I went up there and looked that room over, and his saddlebag, everything he's got's all up there.
Well, that's funny, isn't it? Did you see Billings?
No. He won't be back in town till tomorrow.
Little Joe left his gear here?
Sure did. I scouted around town for him. I never did see him. I figured he was probably holed up my poker game somewhere, so I come back here to wait for him.
Oh. Well, maybe we'd both better check this town again.
Well? Did you get an answer to that telegram?
Now, you quit your jawing and bellowing at me, Sarge.
Don't you talk back to me, Peters, or I'll have your stripes.
What stripes? Besides, it was you that goofed up in the first place, sending me into town for an answer to a telegram that was never even sent.
Say that again.
It would never send, Sarge. I talked to that telegraph man at the hotel. He said it was picked up by the man whose name you signed to it in the first place. Feller named Joe Cartwright. And this Joe Cartwright said ain't no need in sending any telegram.
All right, boy. Go get a good night's sleep.
Well, what more proof do you need, Sergeant? You believe me now?
Yes, son, I believe you now.
All right, what are we going to do about it?
There's nothing I can do.
You mean nothing you can do? You mean you're going to go ahead with the execution even though you know you'll be guilty of killing an innocent man?
An enlisted man is never guilty for obeying orders, son. He's only guilty for disobeying them.
Oh, I see how it is, Sergeant. It's an order so you don't have to worry about your conscience.
Here's a list of men I want mustered out in the parade ground at dawn, full uniform.
What's up, Sarge?
Corporal Borden here's going to face a firing squad, Captain Merced's orders.
If I'm going to get murdered, Sergeant, let's get the record straight. Not Borden, Cartwright.
Cartwright? Hey, now there's an odd one, Sarge. There was another fellow called himself Cartwright here earlier this evening while I was out on gate detail. Big, impressive-looking fellow, gray hair. Talked a bit with Captain Merced and then left.
Sergeant, that's my father. He was here.
Dugan, you keep your lip buttoned about this. You understand? I gave you orders. Carry him out.
Sergeant, you've got to go in town and find my father.
I can't go into town. The captain will want to know why. I've got to send someone else. There's only one man I can trust.
Look, it's a long haul to Load City. We've only got a few hours left till sunup.
Now, you keep your shirt on. Like I told you, I've got the one man who can handle this.
Ooh.
Hey. Wake up, quick, come on. On the double. Get dressed, put on the uniform.
What do you want, Sarge?
You're about the luckiest soldier on this post. I'm giving you another pass to town.
I don't want to pass into... I don't ever want to pass into
What?
town.
A soldier turning down a pass? Well, you're a disgrace to this uniform. Come on, get dressed. On the double, come on.
We'd better go look for him again.
Paul, we ain't gonna find him. Like I said, he's probably holed up my poker game somewhere. Get out.
Well, when that boy shows up, I'm going to give him a piece of my mind.
Oh, Paul, you don't know we're out looking for him.
If he's finished his business, he should be on his way home. I thought that was Little Joe.
Those are Little Joe's clothes.
Hey, Barky. Let me have a little nightcap.
Right away, Mr. Cartwright.
And all that poker makes a man thirsty.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Cartwright, these two gentlemen over here have been waiting to talk to you.
Well, son, we thought you'd never show up.
Yeah. I reckon you're sort of surprised to see us, ain't you, little brother? What are you so quiet about? Ain't you got a big hello for your family?
Yeah.
Well, what you fellas want with me?
It's kind of a silly question, ain't it? We just want you to come along with us, little brother.
Yeah, we just want to have a little family talk. In private.
Well, I ain't going nowhere, neither one of you.
You keep a civil tongue in your mouth, boy, when you're talking to your pa, you hear me?
Now, see here, gentlemen, I don't want any trouble in here.
It's all right, Mr. Weems. Just a little family discussion.
Oh, well, I guess if it's all in the family, it's all right.
Now,
You come along with us, little brother.
I ain't your brother, and you know that.
And who are you? Where's my son?
Look, I don't know nothing. All I know is I won these clothes and a horse in a card game.
What about my son's name? Did you win that, too?
All right, so I used his name. I found a piece of paper in the pocket. Said this Joe Cartwright could go ahead and collect $5,000. So I tried to collect it. It didn't work, but that's all I know about it. Now, come on, let me just ride out of town.
I asked you a question. Where's my son?
He ain't gonna talk, Paul.
Now, you listen to me, young fella. Did you ride out to Fort Meade last night and talk to Captain Merced?
I never been to Fort Meade. I don't know Captain Merced.
You know, I'm beginning to get the idea that you're lying to me. Just like I'm beginning to get the idea that Captain Merced lied to me. Because how could my son have concluded his business like the captain said he did? If you still got that letter to Mort Billings.
Look, that don't mean nothing to me. I don't know nothing about that.
Now, you got yourself mixed up in this. So you're going to ride out with us to Fort Meade. And we're going to get some very honest answers to some very pertinent questions.
Hey, you got a choice. You can come along with us conscious, or we'll take you unconscious.
Now get moving. Mr. Weems, sorry to have bothered you with our family problems.
Oh, well, that's all right, sir. It sounded right interesting. Wish I had time for that sort of thing. Say, soldier, don't you ever go to sleep?
Sleep? Please don't talk about it. I almost forgot what it's like.
Well, quit cluttering up my bar. Go sleep somewhere else.
Yeah. I can't. I gotta find Cartwright. Did you know a fella named Cartwright?
Which one?
What do you mean, which one?
Well, simply that. There are several, evidently.
Oh, no. Look, do me a favor. Just tell me where I can find any one of them.
Can't. Family affair. Very private.
No. I got to get some sleep.
No sign of him yet, son. I'll stall it as long as I can, but I can only do so much.
I know, Sergeant. It's not your fault. I'm not holding any grudge. I want you to know that.
You're a good soldier, son. You see anyone coming, anyone at all, you let me know real fast, you understand?
Yes, sir.
I guess I'm gonna die without ever knowing why. But you'll know, won't you, Captain? You'll know until the day you die. I just hope you can live with it.
Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Carry on.
Prisoner, fall in.
Detail. Head. Hut. Forward. Hands. Corporal Angus Borden, you've been found guilty of murder by a military court-martial. As commanding officer of this post, it is my duty to see that sentence is carried out. Ready? Aim!
partners, Captain. You're gonna get it just the same as I am. Don't try it, Captain.
Captain Merced, sir, you're under arrest. Take them both to the guardhouse.
I'd like you to meet Sergeant O'Rourke. Man who saved my life.
Sergeant, I don't know how to thank you.
Mr. Cartwright, if he gives you any more trouble, you just send for me.
Sergeant, thank you.
So long, son.
Thank you, Sarge.
Well?
That Williams feller back at the hotel, he wouldn't say nothing about them Cartwrights.
Huh?
He said it was a family.
You know, Peters, you'd make a pretty good soldier if you wouldn't keep asking for those passes to go into town all the time. Peters? Hey, Peters? Dugan!
Miss Betty? Whitaker. You all right?
What do you want?
Mr. Whitaker, you got an appointment to meet with my pa over at Lawyer Betts's.
Don't worry, Hoss. I'll get him there.
Howdy, Hoss.
Howdy, Sam.
What can I get you?
Oh, give me a tall, cool one, Sam. Killing a little time till Joe and Paul get to town.
And now, mon amour, it is time for another dance. Monsieur, s'il vous plaît.
Hey, Oz, look at that old man over there. He's been in here drinking and dancing with Molly all afternoon. Most any man half his age would be under the table by now.
What are you doing with my boyfriend, you man-stealing witch?
What do you mean, your boyfriend? Now, you listen to me, Sal. I'm going to give you 1 minute to get out of here, and then I'm going to pull that dyed hair right out by the roots.
No, I heard how you lured him over here, you
it is
thief.
not
But I had to come and
true.
see it for
Of course
myself
not,
to
no,
believe
no,
it.
no.
So now you've
Right.
seen. Now get out. This is my
No,
territory.
you do not send her away. No, of course she is charming also.
Charming?
Well, I'm not...
You should see this one when she gets out of bed in the morning.
Oh,
She's
really?
enough to make a strong man die.
Oh, no, ladies, please.
You
No, ladies.
stay out of this, honey. I have to teach this crowbait to stay away from my man.
Crowbait! Take that back, you decrepit old bag. Bag!
You think we ought to break them up? Yeah, before they start breaking up the fixtures.
No, please, gentlemen, no. Let the ladies have their little fun. I would be willing to pay whatever small damage they cause.
You witch!
You sure you don't want us to break them up?
Certainly not. That would be the height of disrespect, since it is me they are fighting over.
This is getting to be quite a list, mister. You sure you can pay?
No, don't worry, my friend. Do not worry at all.
But I am worrying. What is your name anyway?
Lafitte. Jean Lafitte.
Hey, there was a famous pirate named John Lafitte. You ain't by chance related, are you?
Related? My dear friend, I am that Jean Lafitte. Magnifique! Magnifique!
Sorry we're late, Hoss, but you know we ran into old Jim Lane. You know the way he likes the job.
Oh, listen, can I talk to you a minute?
Well, Hoss, we're late for Lawyer Betch's meeting. I can't wait.
Yeah, just take a minute, Paul.
Joe, will you tell the lawyer that we'll be along in a few minutes?
Right.
Now, what is it?
Come on with me. Paul.
Yeah. Do you remember one time telling us about having met Jean Lafitte when your ships were at the same harbor?
Yeah, when I was an apprentice seaman.
Yeah, down in New Orleans, son.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me ask you something. How old would he be now?
Well, according to reports, he died a long time ago.
Yeah, but that's according to reports. Now, if he is still alive, how old would he be?
Oh, well, I don't know. I guess maybe about 70.
70, huh?
What's all this about?
Oh. He's over there in Roy Coffey's jail right now.
He says he's Lafitte? What's he doing in that jail?
Oh, there's a ruckus over at the saloon, and a couple of women got in a fight over it.
A couple of women got in a fight over him. 70-year-old man.
Oh, wait till you see this 70-year-old man.
Howdy, Ben.
Roy?
You come over to identify our prize prisoner like Hoss here said you could?
Well, Roy, I come over to have a look at a 70-year-old man. Now, I don't know if I can identify him. I was a kid when I saw Lafitte in New Orleans. Besides, I heard he died a long time ago. Now, do you really think that could be him?
Well, it could be. After all, he's in my jail. Ben, what I've heard of this John Lafitte, he was a pirate and a smuggler and a swindler and just about every kind of a rascal known, but this fella sure answers that description.
He was also a war hero, Roy. Ever since Paul first told me about him when I was just a young'un, I got interested in him and I did some research, and I found out if it hadn't been for Jean Lafitte, that we'd have lost the War of 1812 at the Battle of New Orleans.
Of course, that's right, Hoss. But he was a pretty bloodthirsty pirate, and then he became a war hero. And he went back to pirating again. Well, let's have a look at this ghost anyway.
Well, come on, but I don't think he's no ghost. I think he's just a plain crook, like Sam the bartender's going to testify at the trial. Well, old man, we got somebody here who knew you in the old days.
Most interesting. Is this the man?
Yeah, that's Ben Cartwright. He wants to know the real John Lafitte.
No, you are not old enough to have known me in my prime.
Oh, well, I was just a pretty young apprentice seaman at the time.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm afraid my memory is not that good. Young girls, I remember. Young apprentice seamen, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I understand you're in jail here because a little woman trouble.
It was worth it. Those girls were absolutely delightful. And after all, what is there left for a poor, helpless old man but to try to enjoy his few remaining years?
Helpless old man? Why, you old reprobate, you're just about as helpless as a two-headed sidewinder.
Roy, I don't think that's quite respectful to talk to an American hero like that.
Him, a war hero? Hoss, all these confidence men try to get you to feel sorry for him. Now, don't let this one fool you.
Hell no. I'll tell you how much he's fooled me. I'm gonna bail him out. I'm gonna pay all the damages.
You what?
I'm gonna bail him out.
Now, look, Hoss, you don't have to get yourself involved in this.
Now, Paul, you were the one that told me about the War of 1812 and about Jean Lafitte. Now, if this man happened to be Jean Lafitte, it'd be a crying shame for him to have to spend the last remaining days of his life behind bars.
Hoss, you're letting this imposter play in your sympathies.
But, Roy, I ain't for sure he is an imposter, and that's just the trouble. I'm gonna pay his damages.
Well, all right. I got an itemized list here somewhere.
Now, look, Hoss, we're already overdue at the lawyer, so let's go over there and you can come back and settle this later.
Paul, you go ahead. I'll join you later.
All right. See you later, Roy.
All right, Ben. There you are. Well, here's your stuff, your cane.
My walking
your
stick,
bag.
everybody's yesterday.
You know something?
Oh, yes.
That's the darndest knife I ever seen in my life.
That, my friend, is a pirate's cutlass, as necessary to my profession as a plow to a farmer.
Well, what do you use it for?
Slitting throats.
I never know for sure whether you're joshing or whether you're on a level.
You know I am never certain myself.
Joe and I have been having a nice chat.
Well, good.
What did Hoss want, huh?
Huh? Oh, I'll tell you about that later. Where's Amos?
He won't be here.
Well, how are we going to settle anything without him?
The truth of it is he was here, but he was so drunk I had his foreman take him home.
Now, look, Walter, I think we've waited just about long enough to get paid for that herd.
Amos Whitaker swears that you were paid in full and in cash when you rode out to his place a week ago Tuesday.
Well, then he is drunk.
Has he got a receipt to prove that?
Says he and your father are such old friends that they never bothered with the receipts and such.
Well, that's true enough, but what's he trying to say? That I'm cheating him by asking him to pay twice for the same herd?
It's a lot of money, Ben.
Now, come on, Walter. You don't think I'm trying to pull some trick on him, do you?
Well, of course not, Ben. I trust you implicitly.
Well?
The thing is, I trust Amos Whitaker implicitly, too. Oh, he's a difficult man when he's drinking, but... well, I've never heard of him doing anything even slightly dishonest.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. Amos better be sober in the morning, because I'm riding out there to have a talk with him.
No, Ben. Let me deal with it. Now, I've handled both your affairs for a long time. I promise I'll get to the bottom of it if I have to put aside everything else on my calendar.
All right. Thank you, Walter.
Well, I'm not being entirely unselfish, Ben. People are going to stop talking and start shooting. How's a lawyer going to make a living?
So long, Mr. Betts.
Bye, little Joe.
Ready to go, horse?
Oh, hi, Bo.
What do you got there?
It's a diamond. Ain't it pretty? Mr. Lafitte gave it to me. He said he got that off of a Greek princess.
Yeah, Pa was telling me about that new friend of yours, Hoss. He, talk you into buying that thing?
He gave it to me.
It's a pretty big diamond. What did you give him in return?
Just a couple of drinks over there at the Gold Lily.
I bet I know. Then you talked him into taking every bit of money you had on you.
Yeah. I'd have done that anyhow, even without this.
You know, Joe, they say if you take a rock, you put a diamond on top of it, you just tap it. Now, if it's a real diamond, it won't break. Of course, if it isn't a real diamond, it shatters in little pieces.
A rock like that?
Yeah.
I ain't for sure I even want to find out.
Well, it's up to you, I suppose.
does that prove? It just proves Mr. Lafitte's got a bunch of phony jewelry.
Well, forget it. You try and talk to him, Pa.
Well, it's highly improbable that he's the Mr. Lafitte, the war hero. But it's not entirely impossible. So, I suggest we compromise. Let's have him here in our home as our guest for the next couple of days. But let's keep a very careful eye on all the silverware.
You know, if Adam was here right now, he would agree with me.
Well, he ain't here. He's in San Francisco, and Mr. Lafitte's staying, and that's all there is to it.
Hey, Pa, you mind if I take a look at those books of yours?
You want to look at books?
Yeah, I thought I might read up on the War of 1812.
Et la tête, alouette, alouette. Oh, alouette, gentille alouette. Alouette, je te plumerai le bec, je te plumerai le bec. Et le bec, et la tête, alouette, alouette. Oh, alouette, gentille alouette. Alouette, je te plumerai le dos, je te plumerai le dos, et le dos, et le bec, et la tête, alouette, oh, alouette, gentille alouette, alouette, je te plumerai.
In my life.
Oh, the most beautiful young lady will have even more fun. The evening is just beginning.
Mr. Lafitte, you and me are going to have to be going home now. A man your age has got to have his sleep.
Nonsense!
All right, fine. Whoa. Then a man my age has got to have his sleep.
His age, you know.
All right. We'll have one more round, but then we got to go home for sure. You hear? One more round, Sam. On the tab.
Okay, we'll be.
Better get cash, Sam. Cantankerous old codger.
Especially when he's drunk. Never really remembers what he does or says. Then has to go around apologizing when he's sober.
Huh? Mr. Whitaker.
What's on your mind, boy?
Sir, you know my Paul well enough, or you certainly ought to know that he ain't going to try to cheat you.
He took my money, and he swears he didn't. Now, some folks call that cheating.
Well, it's some sort of misunderstanding. Certainly, if you two could get together, talk.
There's nothing I'd like better than to talk to Ben Cartwright. I've been looking forward for a long time to telling him exactly what I think of him.
Well, why weren't you in shape to do just that in Lawyer Betts' office the other day?
Lawyer Betts? What are you talking about? This is the first I've been in town in a long time.
Mr. Whitaker, I seen you with my own two eyes coming out of this saloon Friday. Lawyer Betts said you showed up at his office so drunk you couldn't talk. And he sent you home.
Sometimes I don't remember. When I get drinking pretty heavy. That's my business, not yours.
Yeah. Mr. Whitaker.
Look, why don't you let me alone? Isn't it enough that you've lied to me and cheated me?
Monsieur, do not talk like that to a friend of Jean Lafitte, or you will find you have no throat to talk through.
Mr. Lafitte, please. I can take care of this, I assure you.
Very well, if you insist, but you, remember.
I'm sorry about that. He's just a harmless old man. What I was about to ask you was, had you been drinking hard that day you claimed that you paid my pa for that herb?
My foreman was there. He saw me hand your father that money.
Then Tully told you about it the next day, huh? Mr. Whitaker, I've never known you to lie. And certainly not my pa. But I'm sorry, I can't say the same thing for Tully. My pa would be more than happy to ride out to your place at your convenience. Anytime tomorrow. Talk this thing over with you and try to get it settled.
Beautiful breakfast. Beautiful breakfast. But you know, this coffee should have a little chicory in it in the style of New Orleans. I will tell Hop Sing the secret.
You know, for a man who ain't had no sleep, you're mighty chipper this morning, Mr. Lafitte.
Yeah, how do you do it?
Clean living, my boy. Clean living.
No. It's all very pleasant. I gotta go to see Amos Whitaker.
Don't lose your temper, Father.
All right, come on in. Come on. I'm sorry, I'm just leaving, but you're going to have some coffee with the boys.
Well, thanks. Where you heading, Ben?
Going to see Amos Whitaker.
You save yourself a trip. Amos is dead.
What? What happened to him, Roy?
Somebody slit his throat. With this.
My cutlass, of course. During all the gaiety at the saloon last night, it was either lost or stolen.
And that must have been after you threatened Whitaker.
Oui. I first noticed it was missing after Monsieur House left for home around midnight, I should say.
And you two weren't together all evening?
No, sir. Mr. Lafitte stayed at the saloon after I left.
Mr. Lafitte, we figured that Amos Whitaker was murdered about 3 o'clock this morning. Now, where were you at that time?
I cannot compromise a lady.
Well, if you cannot come up with something better than that, you're in real trouble.
Sheriff, before you start making any charges, maybe you ought to check, find out where Amos Whitaker's foreman was at 3 o'clock this morning.
I know where Tully was. He was getting his throat slit, too.
On my honor, as a soldier who was decorated by the American government, I had nothing to do with these killings.
Just the same, you're going to have to come along with me.
All right. We'll see that you have a defense lawyer.
You are most kind.
You look at that.
Broiled lizard tongue. A very interesting dish.
Now, what are you talking about? That's the most tender chicken there's to be had anywhere.
Then what is your secret recipe that makes it taste like broiled lizard tongues?
Hiya, Johnny boy.
Oh, just in time. Bonanza. Oh.
Mr. Lafitte, Molly here says that she was the one you was out with the other night, and right during the time the murder took place. So I reckon that clears everything up, huh, Roy?
That's right. Johnny boy and I went for a buggy ride after we left the saloon. Oh, it was very romantic. We must have stayed out till almost 2 o'clock in the morning.
No, it was much later than that, ma chérie. You remember the beautiful sunrise as we returned?
Sunrise? What sunrise?
This sunrise. The one you and I watched this morning together.
Just tell the truth, Miss Molly. Exactly as you remember it.
Well, the truth is, it was just before 2 o'clock when I got back to my room at the hotel.
Well, that would have given Johnny boy here plenty of time to ride out to Amos Whitaker's ranch for 3 o'clock in the morning, wouldn't it?
I think that'll be all, Miss Travers.
I'm sorry, Johnny boy. It's been fun up to now.
Molly,
Johnny boy.
Molly.
Right there.
She is lying. It is her word against mine.
I mean no offense, Mr. Lafitte. But as your lawyer, it is my duty to point out that yours is the word of a pirate with an extremely spotty record.
Lawyer Betts, you think that Mr. Lafitte's past will have any influence on the jury?
Jurors are only human. I think it might make a very big difference.
In that case, gentlemen, I have a small confession to make. I am not Jean Lafitte.
You ain't John Lafitte? And you spent all this time convincing folks you were?
Let us say I am an old man who enjoys his little joke.
Making fools out of folks. Is that your idea of a joke?
I am sorry, messieurs. I am very sorry. I have lied to you often, but this I swear to you is the truth. I did not kill Monsieur Whitaker or his foreman.
And I reckon you're willing to swear to that on your honor as a great American hero, huh?
I do not blame you for no longer believing in me.
Take this bag in, Mr. Lafitte, or whatever his name is. I'll be right back.
I'm sorry, Hoss.
You know, I reckon I'm pretty stupid, but for some reason or other, Paul, I can't keep from believing him when he tells me he didn't kill them two men.
Now, why should you think that makes you stupid? He happens to be a man who lives by his wits. You happen to be a fellow who lives by your heart. And, you know, I think I like your way better.
Well, it don't make no difference, I reckon. Because I've had it with him. All his tall tales and his lies and his fake jewelry. I mean, really, Paul, I've had it with him.
Oh, how kind of you to bring me fresh linen.
It's all right, Mr. Lafitte.
Monsieur Oz, I hate to ask, but when a man's life is at stake, he will risk anything, any humiliation.
Mm-hmm.
Just one last small favor.
Like?
The very beautiful Mademoiselle Molly will be in her room at the hotel right now. I would appreciate it very much if you would talk to her and ascertain why she stole my cutlass.
Mr. Lafitte, why are you so all-fired sure that it was Molly that stole your cutlass?
Because I know women. Now off with you to Mademoiselle Molly before she leaves for the dance hall.
Dad, burn it, I reckon I'm some kind of a dang fool or something.
Monsieur Oz, just please believe me innocent of those murders, whatever else you may believe of me.
Alouette, je t'appellerai, je t'appellerai.
So you think I swiped Johnny Boy's cutlass while he and I were dancing together, huh? And then after that, I suppose I slipped it to a Confederate and took Johnny Boy buggy riding until dawn. Is that it?
Oh, no, Miss Molly, it ain't what I think. It's...
You know, Haas, that two-faced old rascal's really got you bamboozled. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta get to work.
Yeah. Mr. Lafitte, put that thing away. What are you doing?
Not until I have sliced this so beautiful little lady into not so beautiful little pieces.
Oh, Haas, he's just loco enough to do it.
You will die by inches. You will die slowly, slowly.
Lafitte, Mr. Lafitte!
No, I must follow her, please. I must find out where she goes.
You're going right back to jail where you belong. That's where you're going.
If Lafitte gives you his word of honor that he will return to the jail cell at once, will you follow her?
Yeah, but you ain't Lafitte, remember? You're a fake.
Even an impostor has honor. There, you see? She runs down the street. Does she run to the sheriff's office? No, she runs in the opposite direction to her unknown accomplice. You must follow her. You must. Or forfeit me to the hangman.
All right, but if you're making a fool out of me again...
Back to the jail cell, I swear to you. Dépêchez-vous, s'il vous plaît. Je vous en prie. Vite, vite.
All right, I'll follow her, but you back to the jail, you hear? Monsieur, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be in a jail cell.
Did not Lafitte keep his word as always? Did I not return to my cell?
You must not have stayed very long. What are you doing with Roy's hat and coat on in here?
It is a disguise.
Now I'm accomplice to a jailbreak.
Take heart, Monsieur Hoss. All will be straightened out in due course. Now, what about Mademoiselle Molly?
That's something else. She didn't go to no Confederate. She went to her lawyer. That's where she went.
So? What lawyer?
Same one you got. Walter Betts.
Oh.
She didn't get to see him, though. There's a note on his door said he wouldn't be back till after supper. Wait a minute. Where you going?
Lafitte is counting on his good friend for one last small favor.
What more do you want from me, anyhow?
My whole defense depends upon it. Now follow me.
What's innocent about Mr. Betts' back door? Looks like any other door to me.
Would you mind keeping your eye on the street while I make my examination, please?
Well, make it snappy, because Mr. Betts is going to be back here in a minute. How long are you going to have to steady that door, Mr. Lafitte? Mr. Lafitte? Burn your ornery hide. How come you didn't tell me you was going to break in here?
Would you have allowed it?
I certainly wouldn't.
You see?
What are you figuring on finding in here anyhow?
Evidence that Lawyer Betts is Mademoiselle Molly's accomplice.
That ain't the silliest dang thing I ever heard of.
Oh, is it?
Lawyer Betts is honest clean through.
Ah, monsieur, did I not fool you into thinking that I was Jean Lafitte?
You sure did.
Then is it not possible that Lawyer Betts could have fooled you into thinking that he is honest, clean through?
Yeah, what makes you suspect him?
It could be nobody else. He made a brief appearance in the saloon that night after you left, and Mademoiselle Molly could very easily have slipped him my cutlass. There is no other explanation.
Oh, yes, there is. There's one.
Oh, yeah, indeed. What?
That you could still be the murderer after all.
Could I look you in the eye if that were true?
Yep, and pick my pocket while you've done it.
Well, since you understand me so well, you must know that I could not have murdered those two men, huh? Thank you, Monsieur Hoss. Now, please, one small favor. Will you continue looking for evidence?
Hey, wait a minute. Mr. Lafitte, how am I going to find what I don't even know what I'm looking for? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait just a dang minute. What do you think you're doing anyhow?
This safe, it was behind the picture.
I can't do that. That's burglary.
Hmm? Everything will be all right. You wait and see, Monsieur Hoss.
$1,000 bills.
Almost exactly the same amount Mr. Whitaker claimed to have given your father.
Hey, wait till the sheriff sees that.
Oh, it would be a mistake to give it to the sheriff. A man as shrewd as Mr. Betts would no doubt have some explanation as to how he came by such a huge sum.
What are we going to do then?
Several things. One, we can return the money to the safe and lock it up. Two, we can put the picture back in place on the wall so that Mr. Betts will not know that his secret has been discovered. And three. Can you see me here?
Nope.
Then three, I will hide here. And for you, I suggest, the closet.
We're going to hide out till the lawyer gets back, right?
Exactly. Then we find out what Mademoiselle Molly has to say to him.
Yeah, but what if he catches us?
Always you look on the gloomy side. Why cannot you be more cheerful? You will not have to remain there more than 1 hour at the most.
Molly, what are you doing here?
What am I doing here? Did you know that Lafitte bound and gagged Sheriff Coffey in his own jail and then escaped?
Good.
Good. The old buzz is threatening to kill me.
No, I'll ask the sheriff to appoint a deputy to guard you. You'll be safe. And Lafitte's escaping will be considered an admission of guilt.
You know, you're smart, Walter. So smart you sometimes worry me. You get people trusting you, and then...
And then?
And then, like Tully.
What about Tully?
Tully played square with us all the way through. You paid him off with a slit throat.
Isn't a two-way split better than a three?
And what happens to me if you decide a one-way split is better than two?
I rode all the way to Morgan City today to make the arrangements to buy a dance hall with the money from this deal. You're going to run it with me as a silent partner. Now, does that sound like a double cross?
He heard every word we said.
Unbuckle the gun belt. Drop it. Where's Lafitte?
Home.
You never were a very good liar, Hoss. He's around here somewhere.
What makes you so sure?
Well, Hoss isn't tricky enough to pull something like this on his own. Where is he?
I said I didn't know.
No place here he could hide except...
Come on out, Mr. Lafitte.
Unscrupulous, deceitful, conniving old... How long were you in that closet?
About an hour.
Your Honor, may I address the court? I came home from a business trip, found a prowler in my office. It was dark, and I shot him before I realized it was House Cartwright. And to this day, I have no idea what he was doing there. Well, Your Honor?
Killing Amos Whitaker was bad enough. Tully was even worse, but Haas.
I suppose you'd rather the law hung both of us.
Hold still!
Somewhat out of breath is all. When one reaches the age of 70, it is time to give up acrobatics. And here, never put such temptation in my path again. Oh.
Look here, Mr. Lafitte, you could have got away with that. How come you didn't?
Because you believed in me. You were my friend, and Lafitte never abandons a friend. At least not very often.
I don't know where you find these stories. Now, look, before you leave, you must do us one small little favor.
Well, certainly.
Now, tell us who you are. I mean, who you are really.
Who I am really? I'm Jean Lafitte, of course.
But, Mr. Lafitte, when you were in the jail cell, you said that...
Because at that time it was inconvenient for me to be Jean Lafitte, but now with the charges against me being dismissed, I am free to resume my true identity.
I see. Well, where are you going to go now, Mr. Lafitte?
Where will I go now? Where the music is gay, where the wine is good, and where the women are beautiful. Eh bien. Now, Monsieur Oz, one small last favor, if you please. I thank you very much. Mes amis, au revoir.
You know, I don't think he's ever going to change.
No, I guess not. Hey, look what the old phony gave me. Another diamond.
Hey, another one?
What did you give him in return this time?
The horse he's riding, the second best saddle I own, and every penny I had to my name. But boy, it's worth it. The stories the old guy told.
I know.
He was telling me one just the other day, a new one.
Yeah.
See, he was boarding this ship all alone, single-handedly. He had his sword, and he jumped down. Yeah.
This is a real diamond.
Yeah, so he jumped...
You don't suppose that really is